second time around, consider this an overdose. I paint a picture aiming at your throat, call it artichoke. Got the fiends going crazy off the bars. I wrote something like Jeezy and O.
Welcome to another special edition of the Album Collector, and we about to review today, yeah, I'm about, I want to say probably 4 days late, Tory Lanez, Memories Don't Die. I'll just say off top, it was a good album, man. It's a good album. But we're going to get straight into it. I'm going to hit a couple points, let y'all know what my full take is, and the verdict at the end, which I always do. This is Tory Lanez's second album that he put out. He dropped this album March 2nd, which was this past Friday that just passed. I was actually waiting for it. You know, when I started seeing him post a lot about it, saying it's coming soon. So I was looking forward to this album, and it finally dropped this past Friday, March 2nd. But first, I'm going to get into the singles, basically tell y'all what drops. So his first single that dropped was Shooters. That song came out in September of 2017. When the song first dropped, honestly, I did not hear it like that. It took me I think I probably first heard it in October was the first time I actually heard the song, which is pretty late. When I first heard it, it was cool, a nice little song or whatever. Just an inside thing too as well, which I just found out. He actually was supposed to have Nicki Minaj on that song. He was actually on a Breakfast Club a couple days ago, basically talking about that and talking about how her verse just didn't fit or whatever. So I don't know, he said it came off wrong. He said something to her through a text, and she told that nigga to just throw it away. So I don't know, things happen like that. But yeah, she definitely was supposed to be on that song, but that came out in September. His second single, Skirt Skirt, dropped in September as well. That song was a little better. Him dropping two singles, so I assumed, in my opinion, that Shooters wasn't that big of a hit for you to drop another single that fast as well. And actually, to be honest with you, I think he dropped both of those songs at the same time. I didn't really hear much of those songs on the radio too much like that. It wasn't a big hit like Say It. Maybe he wasn't going for that. Let me know what y'all think about those songs. I think they're okay on a scale of 1 to 10. I would give both of those songs probably maybe a 6 to go with that. The third single he dropped was a single that he dropped with Future. That song was pretty good as well. This album features different artists: 50 Cent, Future, Wiz Khalifa, and Fabulous, which is a good lineup. I think it's a pretty decent lineup. It's not too oversaturated with a lot of artists, which some artists actually do. They have their whole entire track list just filled with a bunch of different artists. So I think Tory Lanez did a good job of keeping it a good project to where it's just him, most of it, and then we hear little artists, we hear artists here and there throughout the actual track list. So I think that was dope. I think that was a smart idea overall. If y'all didn't know, Tory Lanez is signed to Interscope Records, which they, brought out tons of incredible artists, such as, we can go way back to Tupac, another epic artist, 50 Cent, even Eminem. You all know Interscope. So Interscope actually does treat their artists well, in my opinion, with Tory Lanez being on his second album and doing a big press run that he's doing right now with the Breakfast Club, Sway in the Morning, which on Sway in the Morning he actually did a freestyle on there, a 9-minute freestyle, which is actually dope. I just hope that he actually wrote this himself, which we keep finding little things that pops up. Well, I'm not gonna say little things, but we found one video where he was on Hot 97 and the guy put a video out basically showing him biting verses.
Nigga, Cuban winked up. With some niggas that'll make you give your Cuban wink up. Pull up and they think they see a brick shirt. That body in the belly takes tuck. Cuban linked up. Big chain on me case I gotta get you inked up. Rinked up. See the wrist roller rinked up.
That's why it's fucked up.
Looking like we robbed just a Brinks truck. Bitch 10 or go invest in the quick scan. There's niggas that wanna hit you to the clip jam. So I stay close to an arm, I'm like a wristband. My whole stretch from South France to Brisbane, and they attached to the arms like wristbands. My chicks brought bag, no jokes, those will get you smoking like quick drags. I click fast and bang your bitch ass. Brain from your chick in the whip that I just cracked. Fast and bang your bitch ass.
nothing change. I got game for the quick cash, the change I whip past, aim and blit ass. The kid Cass got the game on spit ass.
I spit nice in that hard paper. Listen, that's why I feel like I'm the most hot in the place. A lot of niggas saying they hot, but they not in the place. And your block, it ain't hot, man, it's safe. Next nigga diss, Tory Lanez about to get shot in his face.
Bundy, I got 20 in my back in the house. Cause the green, you got garbage like Oscar the Grouch. I got more chains than you got in my couch. And the next cat scream my name, gon' get shot in the mouth.
It is what it is. Like, it's rap. A lot of artists do it. I don't know if it's just a Toronto thing, because even Drake kind of just, I don't know. I ain't even gonna get into that. But it sounded good. It sounded like it was his. But yeah, he did that on Hot 97 last year. Then he did, like I said, Sway in the Morning this year. Y'all need to check that out. It was actually pretty good. Tory Lanez is actually a pretty good rapper. Not only, you know, does he sing and do that, but he can actually rap as well. My favorite songs on this album, one of my favorite songs on this album is Hate to Say. On that particular track, for one off top, I'm going to say the beat is nice. It's a mellow beat. It draws you in and makes you really listen to what he's talking about. It's not all over the place. It's a good sample beat. But he's basically talking about a couple different situations that he went through with Travis Scott. Even on the interview on Breakfast Club, he talked about, went in depth with that, about what happened. I guess he used to write, or he wrote a song for Travis Scott, and then some other situations happened with them. They was about to fight and different things like that, but they pretty much, you know, squashed it. And then also he was talking about things about him and Drake, how they finally met up in New York City. A friend of his actually put them together and asked them, is it really that serious that y'all beefing? Like, what is it about? Why are y'all even beefing? For real. So they squashed that, which I remember that they put out a picture together on Instagram showing that, I guess, everything was cool. You know, that's how they do on Instagram. We gotta send that out just to show that everything is all good. You feel me? Everything is great. You did also talked about another artist, if y'all don't know, Eric Bellinger, he's on the West Coast. He actually kind of went in on him. Eric Bellinger, pretty much he has this little saying that he does at every song that he puts out. This is your favorite song, or this gonna be your favorite song. But I know I can't sing like that. But anyway, he talked about that. Talk about niggas with Cisco hair. So it was straightforward. He even said I think he said his name in the track. But Tory Lanez has said that on a couple tracks. He said that quote or that line in a couple of his songs in the beginning. And Eric Bellinger didn't really feel that. So he, you know, had a couple interviews talking about that, talking about how Tory Lanez basically stole that and doing all that. So y'all can look into that as well. But that song was interesting. I like that, how he basically took a lot of his personal stuff and put it on the track and put it out there for us to listen to. Pieces featuring 50 Cent is another dope song. It's a storytelling song. I don't want to tell you everything. I think y'all should go and listen to it. But it's a storytelling song. He goes in depth with it. It's about a girl and situation that she went through in life. And it could be a movie. I'll say that. It could be a movie. The beat is cool as well. It's not super over the top, but it's cool. Third favorite song is Don't Die. I'm going to just be biased. I really like the song because A-Rab music produced it. The beat is fire. I love that beat. Tory Lanez actually was spitting some bars on there. He delivered pretty good. So, like I said, Tory Lanez can rap, man. He actually can rap. But those are my 3 picks that I recommend. Let me know if y'all don't like them. Let me know if they trash or whatever. But I think they good songs. The verdict on this album, for Tory Lanez to be a sophomore album compared to his first album, where he had a couple hits on there, I'm going to give this album, I'll give this album a 7. I'm going to give this album a good 7. I think overall it was a good project. I think he really put a lot of thought into it on what he wanted to do. It wasn't a lot of radio songs on here. He actually stuck to his own story and what he wanted to do with it. And it was just a good project. Every song kind of just touched on different things and listening to it. And he kept it hood. He sung on some tracks. He rapped on some tracks. He mixed it up a little bit. He had his little Toronto vibe on there. So I think overall as a project, it was good. And I give it a 7. Not the greatest album of all time, but it was good. And yeah, that's what I think. That's my take on Tory Lanez. So I think y'all should go check it out. Tory Lanez album is in stores now. It's a good 7 for me. And go check it out. I'm out. I'm the album collector. See y'all on the next review.